Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
That's going to be Delhi taking on Bangalore in the evening. And that is next door. They love to have double headers down Marine Drive. I wouldn't want to be the Mumbai Traffic Police Department on these days. So once you finish at the Brabon, 500 meters away at the Wankhede, it's going to be Delhi against Bangalore. Good news for them. And again, we continue to offer our condolences to Harshal Patel and his family. But we believe, Joy, that he is back with the squad. He's done his mini quarantine and he's available for selection.
Yeah, if Harshal Patel gets back, this is a really good team. They've got Josh Hazlewood there. The interesting thing is, who do they sit out? I mean, at this point in time, the only player who you can really sit out, Prabhu Desai is the only candidate who's really, you can sit out. Otherwise, Akashdeep's done well for them. Siraj has done well for them. Josh Hazlewood, you do not drop if you have an opportunity. Hasranga, Maxwell, Duplessis. This team picks itself, and Prabhu Desai looks the prospect, looks the part actually. But I think if they have to look at this lineup, he's the only person they can sacrifice. This is a deep, deep side. They've got 2-3 good or decent all-rounders. They bowl really well. I think this is a great team. This RCB team could go a long way.
Joy, you mentioned every player in the lineup except Virat Kohli. So since
I just want him to stay off, get some pressure off his back, and the monkey's on his back this time. Let the man, rest for a while.
I just thought I was blasphemous enough to suggest you could rest Pollard, so why not just mention the name?
Well, he's playing okay without the numbers. I look at Virat all the time and think, if there's anything technically that he's changed or not doing that he was when he was scoring all those runs consistently, and he doesn't seem to be doing anything different. He's just going through one of those spells where he's not getting the big score. And only he knows whether he's really switched on. And that's the only thing I would say to him. Is he really, really switched on and desperate for the runs like he was 2, 3, 4 years ago? I'm sure he is, and I'm sure it's just that he's going through one of those patches. But I'm with Joy. If he can find his form and real form that we've seen in the past few years, where he gets your 60s, 70s, 800s, RCB could go a long way, because that bowling attack, if Harshal Patel is back, he's unbelievable, the leg spinner. They've got a team, and with Faf as the captain, I just think he's got a great management skill around him. Glenn Maxwell, the big show. He'll win him a couple of games on his own. He always does. So yeah, from looking at that squad to where they've been in the past, I'm with Joy. They could go a long way in this year's IPL.
And you keep mentioning names. I mean, Shabazz has been there at the end with them. DK, of course, has been magical, just got out once. Up the top, Anuj Rawat, they found a perfect opener and a good foil to Faf du Plessis. So I think in a way, they haven't missed the lack of runs for Virat Kohli. So if you add a bit of form for him, then it's probably going to be unstoppable. And DC, the Delhi Capitals, will be hoping it doesn't come at the Wankhede on Saturday night, because they'll want to sort of keep that upward movement going. They too, Joy, have a very decent looking lineup, but a few little chinks here and there. One big question mark: Anrik Nokia. Terrible start. Do they fix it now?
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at it, that's exactly my point. You're absolutely right. Nokia, they played with 3 international players, not with going with the 4th, dropping Nokia, getting Khalil Ahmed. It worked. But Nokia at the Wankhede, you're not going to play Nokia at the Wankhede. I mean, I'm going to close your eyes, and on a pitch like that kind of pace, that kind of bounce, you have to play him. And look, at some point in time, you have to have your lead bowler, the guy you've retained, you've got to give him a chance, because he is one of your best bowlers. I mean, he's a guy you want to knock off the top order of the opposition. So I would say that they'd bring Nokia back. They'd say, Khalil, well done. And that's what good teams do. Good teams, it doesn't matter whether you perform or don't perform. The next match, if they need Nokia, bring it back. Nokia starts bowling well. Nokia, Mustafizur, then you look at it, Kuldeep Yadav, Shardul Thakur, Akshar Patel, that's a very, very decent. Then Robman Powell and, Lalit Yadav can give you a little bit more, so that 6th and 7th bowlers you have. Prithvi Shaw's in fantastic form. He loves the ball coming on tomorrow. It's a Wankhede. David Warner's looking to accumulate. This is a very good team as well. I mean, this is a very decent outfit. And again, they're 2-2. The reason why we're not talking about Delhi is not because they're not doing well. It's because they played just 4 matches.
Correct. And the other day was very different against Kolkata. Afternoon game, Brabant Stadium, batsmen did it for them. So now they'll have to say, okay, we're back, different kind of opposition, different kind of stadium, different time of day.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how Kuldeep Yadav goes, because he was, and he's been excellent twice in the daytime. Got 4 for in the last game. You know, his mystery was great, a little bit of flight, dragging the batters out the crease, couple of stumpings. It was great to see, but tomorrow will be a different test at the Wankhede, smaller ground, not as much spin, not as much purchase. So you're kind of looking at Kuldeep Yadav, and he's had a great start to this year's IPL. He's got the love in at Delhi. He's got Ricky Ponting right next to him. He's had the love in from Rohit Sharma. Can he kind of progress even further and have a great night in more tricky conditions? Because you don't get it all your own way. And tomorrow will be a lot harder for him as a bowler on that kind of venue, on that kind of wicket. And I think we'll see how much confidence he has got tomorrow night. Will he still flight it up at the Wankhede Stadium? We'll have to wait and see. But they're a good team. They're a very, very good team. That opening partnership of Shaw and Warner, I think they're going to be frightening quite a lot of the IPL bowling units, because they're so different, but they're so similar. You got the left hand, right hand, but they both play in a kind of similar way, but they're different handed, and makes it very, very difficult for matchups, you know, to get the matchups right, and very difficult for captains if you keep that left hand, right hand combination flying at the top of the order.